When you're on the lookout for where to grab a meal while in Araneta City, the more obvious choice might be Gateway 2 for being the shiny and new spot where the trendy eateries are opening up. But Alimol does have some solid picks, and that includes Kureji. This is located in the very center of the ground floor along an intersection of various restaurants. And fun fact, that intersection actually used to be a big shoe store. Kureji has a casual dining atmosphere, and I would describe their sizable menu as a little bit of everything that's popular in Japanese cuisine. You've got sizzling noodles and rice bowls, sashimi and rolls, fried or grilled ulam, soupy or dry noodles, kushiyaki aka grilled skewers that you typically find in an izakaya. We started with the salmon gyoza, and while the part you can see is nice and squishy, the bottom is pan-fried and has that crisp texture and that caramelized dumpling wrapper taste. In fact, what's interesting is that the filling itself also has that toasted, caramelized flavor to it. It might be bits of salmon skin that's giving it a pan-fried salmon flavor, so it's not just the taste of steamed ground meat. That notable toasted flavor actually makes you want to eat more kasi hindi nakakaumay. And then their other dishes came in. I have tried their sizzling ramen before, and they give you an hourglass to know when you can start eating. But we wanted classic ramen bowls this time around. My observation is that Kureji's food feels mindfully prepared, meaning the dishes are thoroughly cooked where needed, but they are careful about getting just the right doneness. For example, the seared and pan-fried dishes like the char siu and salmon head were cooked through but not too charred, pleasantly toasted but not to the point of bitterness. The black garlic ramen is highly recommended for the garlic lovers because the caramelized garlic flavor is well infused in each sip of the soup. The egg is nice and creamy in the center. The noodles are slightly softer than al dente, but I personally prefer it that way. I think it's a bit easier to digest. The spicy miso ramen has a tolerable heat level according to the staff, and they were right. It has a mild kick and the spiciness didn't catch me off guard. The miso saltiness is just right in the sense that there's a natural, flavorful saltiness from the miso paste, and it isn't just salty for saltiness sake. The salmon head is surprisingly hearty, malaman siya, it's tender, not dry, and as I mentioned earlier, completely cooked but not burnt. There are sauce options and we went for the teriyaki. It's a glaze that's neither too thick nor too sweet, just enough to lightly coat the salmon head. Crispy on the outside and filled to the brim with salmon filling, the salmon croquette surprises and delights with just how sulit it is. The breading is thin and the filling has that telltale fish meat texture that isn't loaded with extenders. A drizzling of spicy mayonnaise and teriyaki sauce adds a savory, zesty, sweet combination of flavors. For the skewers, you must order at least 3 sticks, but those can be assorted. The one on the leftmost is the ground chicken skewer, which is basically like a grilled chicken meatball with a dusting of togarashi. The other 3 are chicken thigh skewers. There's a light basting of a savory sauce, and no, it isn't teriyaki. The rolls usually contain about 4 pieces per order. The cheesy ebi tempura roll has a thick and rich mayo and cheese topping that's been torched to form a crust, similar to the kind you'd see on aburi sushi. And then you have teriyaki sauce at the bottom to complete the salty sweet combo. The maze soba or dry noodles is served with a meaty sauce instead of soup. This came with some konbu vinegar, and this is the first time I've tried this type of dry ramen, but I have enjoyed tsukemen in the past. Because of the thickness of the meat sauce, the taste definitely clings to the noodles, and adding a splash of the vinegar cuts through the rich savory taste. This has a mild spiciness that's just enough to add more depth, as there's also some sweetness in there. I'll definitely order this again, especially when I'm not in the mood for soup. Please subscribe for more content like this.